Hey guys, so a lot of people have been asking me about UCLA, about how I got in and how it's going so far. And so I worked with Gong and we created this video as well as hers. And so here it is. The college admission process is ruthless and it's a very big business. So in order to get into very competitive schools like UCLA, you have to understand the system that you're applying into. Ultimately, colleges are competing against each other to attract the most talented and likely to succeed students. And at the end of the day, the reason that a school accepts you is because they believe that you will go on to do great things, that will improve the school's reputation, or that you will donate money later on down the road. Additionally, universities like UCLA are trying their very best to build a diverse class of students that can excel in many different fields and interests. For this reason, when you apply to UCLA, you're really competing with people who have the same interests as you. For example, if you want to be a doctor, so you apply to a pre-med program, you're being compared not to all the 100,000 other applicants, but to all the applicants vying for the 2,000 spots available for potential doctors. This is why people often stress being well-rounded. If you can be competitive to become a doctor, but also be competitive to be a concert pianist, then you're at a huge advantage because you only take up one enrollment spot, but offer 2 times as much potential to benefit the university later on. During the college app process, it's important to keep this context in mind and to consider what the university needs and wants. It's important to allow yourself ample time to research and understand what your school is looking for. Set an artificial deadline several weeks before the actual one so that you have plenty of time to find out more information that you need. I had a friend who didn't start his Stanford app until the day that it was due, and it didn't work out so well for him. Some other things you can do to research are to read the school's newspaper, see what they focus on, see what students they feature, what they like to talk about, to get an idea of who makes an impression on the school. Another great tip is to visit the school even before you apply. If UCLA is on the top of your list, then schedule a visit. I even wrote a guidebook on what to see and do when you visit campus. There's a link in the description and right here. Visiting campus can help you get a feel for the general vibe of the university, as well as hint to you some of the pride points of the school. You also have a great opportunity to speak to students and faculty in order to really get a sense for what the school wants. Find clubs that you're interested in currently and talk to the students at those clubs. Find out what they put on their application and try to understand the person from a university perspective. You can get a free cheat sheet of questions to ask students when you're on college visits in the link below. So with the proper context in place, I'll now talk about some of the important things that I discovered looking back on my college app experience. So you should also consider the ACT, because I know some people who didn't even think about taking the ACT, but personally I tried the SAT and my goal was to get a 2100, and it was really hard. I took the test 3 times and I did 20 practice SAT tests and it just wasn't going to happen. And then I tried to take the ACT. I took a few practice tests. I took it once and I got a 32, which is a little bit above the 2100. So it was really much easier. And depending on the person, I think it's really worth considering the ACT. Yeah. So don't just participate in the things you list, also show concrete results. So for example, a lot of people on YouTube have been saying that you should join lots of clubs and be a leader, and that's true, but you should really have something to show for it. An example of this is when I applied to UCLA, I talked about a nonprofit that I started in high school, and I included stats about exactly how much money we raised and exactly what goals we hit. And I think this is really important because it adds some legitimacy to what you're saying. It's not just something that you put on your application, it's something that is a part of you. So it's really important to add things that really show how real and authentic this thing is to you. Number 3 is for you to demonstrate your love of learning to teachers. So teachers are important because they write letters of recommendation for you, and it's really a great opportunity for you to show off how much you care about learning, to show off how passionate you are about the subjects that you're studying. And this is not to say that you need to stay after class for every class, but you need to pick a few that you're going to really demonstrate how much you can learn, how much you love to learn, and how much you're willing to go through in order to sort of get the most out of the class possible. This sort of comes down to UCLA assessing risk, and they want to see that you are not risky in terms of if you get accepted to UCLA, you will do well, you will succeed. Because the worst thing that UCLA what could happen is basically they don't want to have someone enroll and then drop out, or have someone have a really hard time and bring down the GPA, because these are all stats that really affect UCLA's reputation. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you got something useful out of this video. Leave comments with questions that we can answer. And don't forget to check out my Instagram as well as Ali Gong's video and her Instagram. Thanks.